Hey guys, what's going on? I just want to give you a little heads up before this video starts. This is a call I did with my mom in a small group. I've been getting a lot of good feedback, so I wanted to move this over to YouTube. So if you like this, please let us know, like, comment, subscribe, and anything that she talks about in the video, I'm going to put in the description below. All right, take it easy.
527, runway 8 kilo, you're cleared for takeoff.
Good morning. Hopefully you can hear us. Yesterday we did look for landing zones. You feel like you understand them a little bit more, or you need some more help?
I'm getting a little better.
So how many
Well,
were you able to find?
I got a little bit of a list.
So you started with this
Yes.
and then pulled these keywords.
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna have you drive this and then at least tell me what you did next.
We went to Amazon and then I typed in that monogram journal S. And then I go back to that sheet. So notebook, put it in the front and the back. Space, and then see if it autofilled. See, it didn't. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So then maybe I put it in the front. Still didn't autofill.
Yeah, when they're long like this, it's not going to be that helpful.
Okay, so then go back to S and notebook and S and monogram. So then that was not, well, there were a few journals mixed in there, but.
Yeah, but it's 10,000.
Right, okay, so if it was 10,000, then I just was like, oh, that's not good.
But if it's space, you can see, okay, Samsung Note. So when people are typing in Note S, it's more of the notebook, like the actual electronics, not an actual notebook.
So then to me, that was not what I was trying to get at.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is instead of notebook S, because when most people are typing that in, they're looking for a pen. Like, you're trying to do what a customer would do. A customer would type that in and not see what they're looking for. They would see this and know that that's not what they're looking for. They're going to add additional letters up here.
Okay.
What would the additional letters be that they would add up here?
Then I would go back to that list, I guess, and type monogrammed or monogram.
So now you can see that this does autocomplete. And then this is more of what you're looking for.
Okay.
But starting with this, you're just starting with a place to pull keywords to start. And then once you have these keywords, you're just using these keywords in different, like put the S in front, put the S in the back, monogram in front, monogram in the back, to find when it does autocomplete.
Okay.
Like, you don't have to stick with this, because this already has monogram and journal in it.
Right.
So you know journal's there. And then if you typed in journal S, did you do that?
Yeah, I think that didn't come up with anything. That was too small.
So I guess just as you're doing this and looking for landing zones, when you have a spreadsheet, put in what you're looking and just add it to the sheet. That way you can go back and look and see. So even if you typed in...
Yeah, I didn't keep track of what I did type in. That didn't work.
So at least that way I can say, like, what did you type in? Because if you said you typed in notebook, I mean, maybe you did, and you typed it in with a full monogram journal S notebook, and you only did 2 searches with it. But there's a ton of searches that you can do with notebook S monogram, notebook S letter, like I did, notebook S lined.
All right, and find the combination that autofills. So sometimes it did autofill, sometimes it didn't. And then if it did autofill, then it was over 1,000. Then I tried to switch up the word to the next word.
Yeah, but there's more. What I'm saying is there's more landing zones here for you to find. And I mean, they don't just have to be S. They can be, there's a whole bunch of letters here. But then you can just manually go in and type all these
So some of those letters, well, I didn't pursue notebook, I guess, because I didn't get any to me with notebook. But so I'm just still taking me a minute to understand exactly.
You're just trying to use the search bar to leverage Amazon and allow them to show you where customers are going.
Okay.
So it's just like customer paths is what you're looking for. So this is a customer path because Amazon auto-completed it. But now you want to know if this passes as far as our steps to see if it's worth pursuing. So there's 2,000 results. So I would still add this to your whatever document you have and just put in like the amount of results and say that it didn't pass because of the amount of results. But it does autocomplete so that when you are looking for your book, this is another place that you can go and look.
Oh, when I was getting a high result, I didn't copy that information. So you're
Yeah,
saying
and
I
normally,
should?
yeah, I would say don't and just keep
Oh,
moving on. But for you in the starting process, I would just put everything that you're searching down here.
oh, okay.
So that way I can see, okay, you didn't find any with note. Let me help you find some that have note in it. Oh, you didn't find any with letter. Let me help you find some more with letter in it.
I feel like I did switch up the words, but if I put it in there, copy it and paste it in that list, then I'll know for sure what it was that I was looking at.
Yeah,
Because
because you
then
could
it
have,
gets confusing. Like, oh, what did I look at?
yeah, because if you have like note book, then like everything under here can be your notebook searches, and then do journal, and then everything under there can be your journal searches.
Okay, I can do that.
Because you might run across the same where it might be like monogram notebook, and then under here where it's monogram again, you might have monogram notebook again.
Okay.
But I'd rather you pull it twice and then be able to look at all of them than just say, oh, I have a list of 20 and I did all those searches.
All right. So should I put the link on that too, or just the word? Okay, I can do that because I'm already like there. I've already looked at it, so I can just copy it. Okay.
And this one I think is confusing because it's the actual letter. When I come back and we pick like a thing and it's not a letter, I think this might be a little easier. Like I said, rose gold, just something to make the searches so you just stick with that word instead of that letter.
Okay.
But for right now, just find as many landing zones as you can and then start making these books with that information. You already have a ton of keywords to be testing and trying. Now you're just trying to find the landing zone so that when you are making the books, you know kind of where to go and look and say, oh, is my books showing up here? And then go back and say, is my book showing up the whatever the next one is? And just
So then
keep
go
going.
to those landing zones and look at the style and everything and try to gather information to make a journal and put that journal in there.
Yeah, and like I said, I would make them in sets. So this person you see had the black and then the flower. They made these as sets. And then they made another set where it was white and then gold and then the flower. And that's a separate set. So think of them as sets. So if you go, okay, I'm going to make a floral journal that's black, then just change out the letter and make all of those the same in that set.
Okay.
And then if you have another idea and you go, oh, that men's journal looks like leather, I'll just make them all that color. And then make all A through Z that color.
All right.
So you have sets of books. So you're not just making one A and then going, okay, I want to make B now. I'm going to make just one style B.
All right. So make those sets, but don't put them up, or do put them up.
You can put them up.
All right. And then, but because if I make the title, and it's not a good title, because my title was like for my book journal, SS. Like I had a capital S and a small letter S. So that was my title, SS. So then should I have a subtitle of something in there, or just
That's
still
all
leave
testing.
it like that?
You're going to be testing. I mean, you can try it out. Try one set with no subtitle. Try another set with a subtitle.
Well, I have one set up there with no title.
And you can't find them?
No.
Then try another set with subtitles.
Okay. All right.
And make one of those subtitles something like monogrammed journal or notebook, monogram
One of those
notebook.
landing zones.
Well, I would put the keywords in there more than just trying to target it just one landing zone. Try to put the keywords in there because you're making sets of books. You're not just making the one book to land on one space.
Okay. And then put those same words in the back end on the list of the keywords, or do you use different words?
Do one way and then see what turns out. You'll find what works best for you. Because the way that we do it is like we gather 1,000 keywords. Are you going to gather 1,000 keywords? No, you're not going to do that.
Okay.
Just so whatever keywords that you have, use them
Okay.
and then see
Even
what works best.
the whole, like the one singles and the pairs and the triplets?
Well, they're all the same word.
Oh, okay. So it doesn't matter.
So I wouldn't put like monogram and then monogram initial. But I would put like monogram letter S and monogram letter or initial S.
Okay, those were the keywords basically that I used.
Yeah, but these aren't 1,000 different keywords.
No.
It's like 10
No, I
different
had
keywords.
only 10 in
Yeah.
here.
So what I'm saying is like, see, these are more keywords. Even the sizes that people search for those books, like the 6x9, because people search, see, they search journal 6x8, 6x9.
Yeah, all right. I
So
looked up
you would
like
still want
dotted
like 6x9
line.
possibly, if that's a way that they search. Amazon is already going to know that your journal is 6x9, so someone's looking for it. But what I'm trying to do is just play around with the letters and see what Amazon is suggesting. So you see I was putting in dotted. It wasn't really coming up, but dot grid. So maybe dot grid is the keyword set because dotted is overused, at least by your competitors.
All right.
What else can I help you with to find more landing zones?
I just have to keep working at it.
Okay. And more than just putting just the words in that tool, it might be worth just like looking at some of these titles and kind of seeing how they have the words next to each other. You see how this one has dot grid, but it's like a dash in between there?
Mm-hmm.
This might be a way to search. Just like, are people putting in dot grid and then that?
Yeah, that's what I got. Like, those were like not journals like what I was doing. So
Yeah, but you know, like monogram is the word. So when I see that it doesn't come up, like now I'm trying to take off notebook. And then you can see monogram dot grid journal, which I think we had this one already.
no, I didn't do that before. I'm not dot grid.
But that's what I'm doing is like, if it's not auto-completing, then I'm trying to take off some of the words. Like journal and notebook are pretty interchangeable to me. Monogram is like the word that lets me know that that's what customers are using to find these type of books.
Okay.
Along with like letter.
Initial, yeah, and
Exactly.
initial worked good too.
Yeah, so dot grid. I mean, as far as letter and dot grid, it doesn't seem to be a lot, but there's probably a lot of dot grid, monogram.
So then my journal would have to be a dotted grid, whatever that means, journal, right?
Yeah, but that's not hard to do. It's just like doing the lines, you're doing the dots.
Okay.
But yes, whatever you're going to be using to let people know what that is, dot grid, you're going to want a dot grid journal.
Okay. Well, my journal cover is very simple right now, the one I did.
The
So-
internals, it's the internals, not the
Yeah.
outside.
I know. I'm just saying.
The dot grid is referring to the inside.
I understand that. I'm just saying my journal that I had is very simple, so I have to come up with a different design because I'm not seeing anything so simple.
This is
And-
not simple.
Well, that is. I don't know. Mine's just the letter on a cover, so I didn't make it anything elaborate or anything.
Yeah, but what I think all of these are simple. I don't see what you're saying.
Okay, well, I don't know how people are picking that, whatever.
Like this one might be a little more elaborate, but this too, I don't see that being super elaborate. It's just a letter with a image on it with a background. The same
Okay.
with these, they're just picking a background and then putting that stuff over it. Are you saying that these are elaborate?
Well, they're more elaborate than mine. Mine was just the letter. So that's what I'm looking at. Like, I have to add something to it, I guess. I just started with the simple design.
All right. Well, like I said, just find more landing zones. That would be my saying to you. And then
Okay.
inside those landing zones, find what those customers are looking for. So if it's flowers or whatever, and then make those series of journals. So make A through Z with the floral, and then use the floral type keywords, all those keywords that you think will help that book. If you want to make just the title C with no subtitle and just use those keywords in the back end, that's fine. Or if you want to put a subtitle on there, use a subtitle.
Okay. That's a lot of, yeah.
That's why I said that's like the testing process.
Okay.
So make those books and test them out.
All right. Well, I got to find the landing zones first.
Yeah, but you have 30 already.
All right.
I'm not saying you have to find 100, but I'm just saying get better at this process. So
Yeah, well, that's what I was working at. Obviously, I still need work figuring it out.
all right, I'm gone next week, so when I come back, we can do the looking at those landing zones and then pulling out keywords from them.
Okay.
But I'm assuming by then you probably made a good amount of books.
I'll try my best.
All right, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. I'll catch you in 2 weeks.